Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. I'm an English learner just like you, and today we're going to tackle a really fantastic piece of reading comprehension together. We are looking at a classic Aesop's fable, The Flies and the Honey. As we read through the story, we'll unpack the vocabulary and figure out exactly how to use these great, descriptive words in our own sentences. I am so excited to dive into this with you, so let's get started. Okay, let's dive into our roadmap for today. We'll kick things off with Section 1, the sweet trap, followed by Section 2, the bitter end. After that, we'll uncover the golden quote, run through a quick key vocabulary review, and wrap the whole thing up with some interactive Q&A practice.
Section 1. The Sweet Trap. Let's go ahead and set the scene for our fable. We're going to read a short chunk of text together and then break down the vocabulary. Ready? Okay, picture a quiet, everyday kitchen scene. A jar of honey was accidentally overturned in a pantry, and the sweet liquid spread in a sticky pool across the shelf. Notice the imagery there? It really sets up this seemingly harmless accident, right?
Let's look closely at two main vocabulary words from that sentence. First step, pantry. Basically, this is a small room or closet where food and dishes are kept. You can see the Chinese meaning right there, a food storage room. And second, overturn, which simply means to tip over or turn upside down. Having those Chinese translations handy has really helped me lock these in. If you're keeping a vocabulary notebook with me today, these are definitely great words to jot down.
Now, back to our story, where that sweet smell starts to attract some, well, uninvited guests. Drawn by the irresistible aroma, a swarm of flies descended upon it and began to feast.
The descriptive language used here is just so powerful. Irresistible aroma means a smell so incredibly good that you literally cannot fight it. It's impossible to resist. And descend upon gives us this really vivid, dramatic picture of the insects flying down aggressively all at once. Actually, I realized that using phrases like descend upon instead of just a basic flew to instantly elevates our creative writing. It's a real game changer.
But here is exactly where the flies lose all their self-control. The story continues. So delicious was the honey that they could not tear themselves away, but gorged themselves greedily, heedless of any danger. You can almost feel the tension building here, can't you? They are totally, completely trapped by their own appetite.
Let's break down these three advanced phrases, because they are super useful. Tear oneself away means forcing yourself to leave something you really enjoy. And the flies, they couldn't do it. To gorge oneself means eating greedily until you are completely, painfully full. And heedless of means paying absolutely no attention to something. Having the Chinese translations as a guide makes these perfect examples of how to describe a complete lack of restraint.
Let's move to Section 2 and see how this all builds up. This is the part where the consequences of being greedy and heedless of danger finally catch up with our little characters. And the trap is sprung. Listen to the dramatic shift in the situation here. Before long, however, they found their feet and wings hopelessly mired in the sticky mass. Wow, those are some heavy, serious words. Hopelessly mired in means being deeply stuck in mud or a sticky substance with absolutely zero hope of getting out. And that substance? It's the sticky mass.
It really perfectly captures that terrible sinking feeling of being completely trapped, doesn't it?
Let's read the conclusion of the fly's fate. And struggle as they might, not one of them could rise into the air again. As they sank ever deeper, one of them buzzed in despair, "What fools we are to have thrown away our lives for a brief moment of sweetness."
Struggle as they might is such a wonderful grammatical structure. It basically means no matter how hard they fought. And in despair describes a complete loss of all hope. Reviewing these bilingual translations really helps reinforce the emotional weight of the story's climax.
Section 3. The Golden Quote. So, the crucial point is, what does this all mean for us? Every Aesop's fable has a moral, a lesson we can actually apply to our own lives.
Here it is. This is the absolute core takeaway of our story. I want you to read it out loud with me right where you are. Ready? A fleeting pleasure is not worth a lasting ruin. And this brilliantly illustrates the stark contrast between two total opposites. On one side, we have fleeting pleasure. That's joy or sweetness that lasts only a very short time. But on the other side, we have lasting ruin, permanent destruction. The fable teaches us that trading your permanent safety for just a tiny moment of indulgence is, well, the ultimate foolishness. Section 4. Key Vocabulary Review. Time for a quick recap. This next part is absolutely perfect to screenshot for your study notes, so get ready. Here are the remaining key words from our text. Let's do a rapid-fire active recall. We have a swarm of, which is used for a large group of insects. Sticky pool, describing that spilled honey. Drawn by, meaning attracted to. Feast, to eat a large, delicious meal. Before long, which is a fantastic transition phrase meaning soon. And finally, sink ever deeper, going further and further down into trouble. Keep these words and their translations in your head because we are going to use them right now. Section 5. Interactive Q&A Practice. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question, and I really want you to answer out loud wherever you are watching this. Let's jump into the role play. Question 1. Imagine you are the fly just arriving at the pantry. What drew you to the honey? Take a second. Got it? You could say, I was drawn in by the irresistible aroma. Great job. Moving to question 2. Now you are the narrator of the story. How would you describe the way the flies ate the honey, completely ignoring the danger? Think about those advanced verbs we just learned. Take a moment. Excellent. You would say they gorged themselves greedily, completely heedless of any danger. Spot on. Finally, question 3. Imagine you are a wise old insect looking down at those trapped flies. What is the golden quote you would teach them about pleasure and ruin? Think back to our moral. Say it with me. A fleeting pleasure is not worth a lasting ruin. We've done a really fantastic job mastering this vocabulary together today. But I want to leave you with a thought that goes beyond just learning English. What fleeting pleasure in your own life might become a lasting ruin? Think about it. Sometimes the oldest fables have the most modern applications. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep up the great studying, and I will catch you next time.